My name is Andreas Seifried, and I'm a product manager for SAP Master Data Governance, located in Walldorf. The purpose of today's session is to give you an overview on the master data management capabilities that S4HANA Cloud has, so you can make best use of them for optimized master data management and master data quality in your S4HANA Cloud system. With that, the outline of the session will be that I give you a brief overview on the master data management capabilities overall. But the main purpose and main content of the session will be, of course, a deep dive on the master data quality management capabilities in S4HANA Cloud that we added with the 1911 release. So as said, in S4HANA Cloud we have now quite a comprehensive set of capabilities for master data management. We target here to provide tailored master data management processes for the public cloud. This comprises effective consolidation, mass processing, remediation of master data, integrate master data with on-premise systems such as MDG or your S4 on-premise system using standardized APIs. So this means the whole set of capabilities are exactly this master data consolidation. What you can do with it is that you can upload files, CSV or in Excel format, into the system, use that process to detect duplicates and calculate best records based on survivorship rules on the identified duplicates to create then a single source of truth in your S4 system. And like all the other capabilities, we focus on the most important master data domains, mainly business partner, comprising customer and supplier, and product data, of course. So along with that, we have mass processing capabilities which allow you to make very efficiently changes to large amounts of data, so updating single fields or few fields. This includes also the ability to upload master data from files and make changes via file upload. Then we have data quality management as at the focus of today's session, which allows you to define data quality, enforce data quality, and also monitor and improve data quality for business partner and product data. Then we have functional reduced set of capabilities of the above, which is called mass load and mass maintenance. So this allows you also to upload files and make changes to large amounts of customer, supplier, and product data. However, there's some reduced functionality available for that. This is also why this doesn't require, as the three first capabilities, mass load and mass maintenance doesn't require an additional license. There's also data enrichment, so there's integration with S4HANA Cloud with S4HANA Cloud for data enrichment available that allows you to enrich master data from one or more third-party vendors, for example, to add Dun & Bradstreet numbers and others. And then we have integration capabilities, as said, that allows you to exchange master data between S4HANA Cloud and other systems. And again, that footnote and reminder, the first three capabilities require an additional package license, SAP S4HANA Cloud for Master Data Governance. So in detail, this means that we offer a set of scope items that I would just briefly list for you as a reference. So if you want to use master data consolidation, there are two dedicated scope items available for master data consolidation for product and master data consolidation for business partner. And you will see the same pattern for all the other capabilities for mass processing, for data quality management, which is new in 1911, mass load and mass maintenance, for data enrichment, and for the integration capabilities. So now, having a more closer look on data quality management, what does that mean first of all? So what you want to do for a comprehensive and sustained master data quality management is to have a thorough definition of quality means for your company, for your organization, and this is defined by your company's business processes. These define how some MRP parameters need to be set so that the processes flow as you want them and as you have modeled them. And typically you start small with here, and you want to set priorities when starting according to the value that you can derive on the impact and that you can do on your business processes. And of course, you typically make a stepwise approach to data quality and not start to boil the ocean in the beginning, but focus on the most important things and then go on from there. Important here is that you have the ability that experts collaborate to define the needed quality level and the required checks. Then you need to be able to make sure that only best quality enters the system. So ensure that data entered at the point of entry into the system has best quality. And this is easier said than done, because you need to consider all entry points. Yeah, you have single changes, you have mass changes, you have load scenarios, you have projects, migrations, whatever. And of course, it would help to have rule-based checks in all processes in the MDM capabilities in S4HANA Cloud. Then you need to be able to monitor data quality, because things go wrong, things happen, people enter wrong information despite of the most thorough checks you might have implemented. There are always some backdoors where data enters the system, so you want to detect issues before processes fail. You want to also monitor quality, because when you do some investments, activities into improving data quality, you want to see how these pay off, how the quality hopefully improves in the system, and also you want to demonstrate that the investments that you do pay off. And here you want to have an easy-to-consume monitoring and also trend reporting. And then, of course, you don't just want to sit in the chair and see how data quality worsens. Yeah? If things go wrong and you need to improve something, you need to be able to do that. And this is embedded into the analytic capabilities of data quality management. This means you can navigate, analyze, drill down to the actual issue, fix data, and evolve the definition of your data, of data quality, what this means to you. So, and while this is the overall goal, of course, we have something in the offering with S4HANA Cloud 1911, which is already depicted by the screenshots down there. And this is that with the master data quality management scope items, you have the ability to manage business rules in collaboration of business users and data stewards, so to create a single rule repository for rules for business partners and product data. You can use these, not only describe these rules, but also implement these rules so that you have something which is executable by the system, that you can use those rules for data quality evaluation, but also to use the very same rules in consolidation and mass processing to enforce the data quality standards that you have set. Then you can measure and analyze the data quality and the trends, and of course correct data quality issues with the embedded analytics in S4HANA Cloud. So overall, this enables master data stewards to get and keep key master data clean, and gives them a handle to define, enforce, and monitor to improve the quality of business partner and product data with this rule repository and related data quality evaluations. On that slide, you have for reference links to the Best Practices Explorer with corresponding scope items. And once you have that available, you have business roles templates that you can use to assign to your users and make the applications available to your users. We followed the approach that we have a role template for business partner data, for master data steward that focuses on business partner data, and added additional business catalogs for the data quality management capabilities. So by default, you have a very powerful role where one user can define data quality rules and implement the data quality rules as a kind of a super user and use these capabilities very thoroughly. But because we split the functionality up or provide this functionality as part of several business catalogs, you can also very granularly define segregation of duties if this is important for you. For example, to have to share the ability to define data quality rules with a set of persons and have a separate set of persons who can only implement those data quality rules and need somebody else to check what they have implemented before these rules are really enforced. It's just a side remark, and of course we have the very same approach and role for product data. Now, what can you do in regards to managing data quality rules? As said, you have that application, Manage Data Quality Rules, available, which is the access to the one single place to define data quality rules, allowing you to catalog and define data quality rules, to describe them in business language, including exactly those business aspects, but also ownership information, who's responsible for the rule, who should decide whether this rule must become live, but also when the rule can be deleted, can be sunset. You don't only have all this description information there, you also have a direct link to the implementation of the rule, so that you can, if you want that, if you have the knowledge and expertise, drill down to the implementation and see really what's going on. All that goes along with status handling of the rule as said, so that people can work together in the definition process, hand it over to other persons who are responsible for implementation if this is required in your organization, and so that you can manage the complete life cycle of rules. So in the end, you have a central place for master data quality rule with that transparency on business aspects, the usages of the rule, and the technical implementation of the rules. So for each rule, you have quite some information that you can store there. You, of course, have a name for the rule, an ID, and a status. You have a checked field that I will detail out later on. So what's the kind of the subject of the rule, what is checked by the rule. You have the information what the base table is. So you already see here that these rules are not that simple in sense of that you cannot check data throughout the whole data model of product information or business partner information, but we cover really quite a comprehensive scope of the data model. You describe the rule with the business details, so a detailed description what the rule checks. You can store information why the rule is needed or what the impact is if the data does not comply to the rule. You have a dedicated field that allow to capture the description of the scope. Many, or I would even say all the rules are not applicable to the whole data set, to also, for example, to each and every product, but they are typically defined on a specific set of data, like in this example, that only finished goods with an active material status are in the scope of the rules, in the scope of this rule, and only for this the rule will be applied. You can store a link for further information, and also this contact information, who's the rule owner, who's responsible, is the decision maker to put the rule into production and who can sunset the rule, who is the implementation expert, because that's what we typically saw when talking to customers, that this is still a separation, but as said, you can set this up as you want using the business catalog that we provide as part of the business role template. Then you can also have you can use two free text fields to capture the information: who's the business contact, who's the data owner of that rule. And once you have completely described these rules, you typically hand over that into the implementation. And a unique feature of master data governance, SAP master data governance in general, maybe on-premise and also in S4HANA Cloud, is that we can make use of the very same data quality rule, including the implementation for multiple processes. So in S4HANA Cloud, this means that you can use the data quality rule for data quality evaluation, meaning the rules will be applied to already existing active data in the system to check what the quality situation is. In S4HANA on-premise, you can also apply the rules to the check in central governance, so in the change requests. During the validation cycle of the data, you can apply those rules. And in S4HANA Cloud, coming with 1911, you have the ability to use the rules in the check steps or data validation steps in the consolidation mass processing functionality. Each of those usages can be prepared, enabled, and disabled individually, as you see on the right-hand side in the screens. So you add such a usage, and then you can prepare it and enable that. In detail, this means that when you want to implement such a rule, you first need to add a usage. So for example, when you first define such a rule, you probably want to first check how the situation of the data is in the system. So the typical first usage would be to add data quality evaluation. And once you have done so, you have an action button there, which is called prepare. And the system will then prepare the rule implementation for you. What does that mean technical-wise? Technical-wise, we use BF Plus as the design time and also as the runtime and execution time for the data quality rules. So with that action on the UI, the system will prepare a BF Plus environment for you, and you will then use BF Plus to implement the rule, and this is a very powerful, versatile rule implementation ability that allows you to implement simple checks, while like field is not initial, to really complex calculation. In the BF Plus workbench, this is, as I said, quite powerful with what you can express with that, but also it is context aware, meaning you have access to the data model. You don't need to define views or all that stuff. You directly have access to the data model. You can search for all the elements, have it available. You have access to customizing value, for example, so you don't need to type in blindly what material type to check or which material status to check or something like that. It's just provided you as via value helps. And then BF Plus is robust and a proven rule engine that generates then code out of the rule definition, and which makes the overall process very performant. So now I want to explain to you what this base table setting means. The base table setting defines on which level of the information hierarchy the rule will be applied. So, for example, if we take a rule for products, if I chose basic data Mara as the base table, the rule will be applied to the basic data of product only. Quite straightforward, isn't it? So as a consequence, there will be one outcome when this rule is applied to the product. Yeah. So if you check Mara net weight, that it is not initial, of course you will have one result per product. But you can also use different tables, for example, plant data as a base table to check MRP parameters. And then, of course, the system will automatically apply the rule to each and every plant for which a product that is to be checked is defined. And as a consequence, you will have typically multiple results per product. And for the person who implements the rule, latest when the usage is prepared, the base table must be determined, and then afterwards it is fixed in the system and cannot be changed anymore. So, and then when you implement the rule, we chose the approach to have dedicated expressions, BF plus expressions, that cover those aspects of scope and condition. So one expression that is used by the system to determine if a product or business partner, whatever, is in the scope of the rule, and therefore will be checked with the condition expression. And then we have the condition expression that performs the actual check, whether that piece of data that is in the scope of the rule is okay or not okay. And as you see in the diagram on the lower right corner, the outcome of the scope expression is either true, then the data is in scope, or false, then it's not in the scope. Then the condition expression determines the outcome of the evaluation, whether it is okay or not okay. And for simple rules, it is sufficient to just click on this link, implement the Boolean expression in BF+, but you also have the freedom to use your own BF+ artifacts in these Boolean expressions for more complicated use cases. So one prominent use case would be that you have a set of value combinations which determine whether the data is correct, and then you can make use of decision tables in BF+, which are quite handy for defining such kind of rules. So here again an example: if you have a rule that all products of type finished goods, the field division must be filled, you can split it in the upper part, which will be the rule scope. So all products of type finished goods will be the rule scope, and the rule condition is then simply whether the field division is filled, and in BF+ you will then check whether this field is initial or not. So this slide gives you an impression how this looks like in BF+, because from my point of view, BF+ is on one hand easy to use and very powerful. So when you start have a look at these expressions, you have a default implementation there that you just start editing, and then as said, select the field that you want to check. And if the rule is that simple as to check whether the material type equals to third, it's like this simple example in the middle. Or you can also combine this with other features, like whether the material type is equal to third or equal to half, so both product types will be in the scope of the rule, and you have an additional BF+ expression that whatever depends also on the division or material group or other fields. And for the condition expression, it's just the same. As you see, if you want to check whether the division is filled, you just say spart is not initial. And by the way, you also have the ability to make settings in the BF+ workbench to have this technical view, which the screenshot, how the setting was when I took that screenshot in the system, to have then the technical field names spart on the UI, but you can also choose the option to have the display names there, then it would read if division is not initial. So after you have implemented those rules, as said, we typically first want to do data quality evaluation. What does this mean? Data quality evaluation applies all rules to the active data in the system, and then, of course, the results are stored for later analysis. What can you do with the app that we provide for managing these data quality evaluations? Of course, you can initiate ad hoc evaluation, just create such a process and kick it off. But of course, which is the regular production use case, I would say, you can of course schedule those evaluations. So, for example, that you have in weekly interval snapshots of the data quality situation, and then go on from there. And of course, there are some housekeeping options available there, that you can delete entire evaluations, delete the complete results, but keep the scores that I will talk later on, that you can have a nice trend of the data quality situation in the system. As said, the overview gives you the information how much data is still retained in form of evaluation results for each evaluation. And you can schedule here with these push buttons, create processes and delete the entire evaluation. I think this is more important to you. We use for data quality evaluation purposes the same framework for mass processing and for consolidation, which is proven to be very powerful when it comes to processing mass data, which is of course data quality evaluation. Also, the process definition itself is rather simple, because the process definition just comprises of one single step, which is the data quality evaluation. You can select here prepared configurations in the system, and these prepared configurations can have settings whether the evaluation should provide scores. So you can also choose to not use that feature at all. And what should happen with previous evaluation, so this housekeeping, how long you want to store detailed information about the evaluation, or how long you want to store the scores for data quality history. And then once that evaluation is complete, you have such results being displayed in the process that gives you whether something went wrong technically, of course, so the step messages area, but this is not what you are looking for. So if anything is displayed there, then something went really wrong in the system. What you want to see is that you have very many evaluation results above that OK in green color, and hopefully not so many like here in that screenshot for the not OK. And this UI is not meant to analyze the results. It just gives you an impression how the data quality evaluation went and how much information is stored in the system for that for the data quality evaluation. About analyzing the results, I will talk in a minute. First, I would like to finish what is there about performing the evaluation. As said, you can schedule it. You have the regular possibilities there that you might know. You can schedule the evaluation to start at a specific point in time. You can have recurrence pattern. You can do this hourly, daily, weekly, whatever, terminate it in some point in time. And so that you can have the flexibility how often you want to perform those evaluations. Now, about the scores, what does that mean? First of all, let me explain this on rule level. So after a rule is evaluated, the system will provide you with a couple of figures for each rule. You will have the information right here available, meaning how many rows are there available in the system, which could potentially be checked by the rule. Meaning, with this rule, the base table is general data of business partners. So this means in this system, probably there are 935 business partners defined that could potentially be checked by the rule. However, since we have this concept of the scope, this rule is probably not defined for each and every business partner. It might state that we only want to check business partners that are of a certain type or whatever. This means out of the 935, actually only 725 were checked with the rule because they are in the scope. And then you have the outcome here. So you have the number of results that were okay. So 626 checked business partners were okay according to the definition of the rule. 99 were not okay. And out of these figures, we also calculate a score. So meaning OK divided by OK plus not OK gives you a score of 86.3. So the higher the score, the better is the quality of the data in regards to this rule. So what you can do from here is to aggregate those scores into higher level KPIs. What we offer for that purpose is the ability to define dimensions. So in the system you can define as many dimensions as you wish. You might want to use those dimensions that are that you typically see, like completeness is all data filled. So all the rules that check whether the data is complete or fields, all mandatory fields are there, you would then assign to that dimension completeness, or correctness that does a check whether field combinations are according to the rules, and other such kind of data quality dimensions. But you can also, in parallel or as an alternative, choose to have an approach which is maybe more business oriented, that you can define your data quality dimensions according to the processes which are affected if the rule is failed, or maybe according to the responsibilities, who is the maintainer of the data. So this is very versatile and can be applied how you take the approach to managing data quality in your system. So once you have defined those dimensions, you assign rules simply to them. You see, like in this example for completeness, there are 3 rules assigned to this data quality dimension, and you will see here the scores of the individual rules after they were evaluated. You can then define how severely such a rule impacts the data quality dimension with that impact. So you can have an impact of none, low, medium, and high. And then depending on this relative weighting of the rule, the system will calculate an absolute weighting displayed here that it will use to make a weighted average of the rule scores for the data quality dimension. Like this, in this example, the actual score is 17.8, so a rather bad score. Because of probably this rule is not has a very low score. What you can also do with these dimensions, you can set targets, warning, and critical levels that we use in the system to kind of give color indicators of the scores when providing you an overview of the data quality situation. Then all those data quality dimensions, how you have defined them, these are also categorized, and we also calculate an overall category score for all the data quality dimensions, so that you can have one single KPI that defines the level of data quality in your system. Like in this case, there are 2 data quality dimensions defined in the system, and those sum up to an overall score of 39. So what can you do with all that stuff now? You have, as an application provided, so without further configuration or UI stuff that you need to bother with, you have an overview page that gives you first glance information about the data quality situation. So what is the latest data quality score, as it was defined with this application that I showed you previously? You can drill down from this card by clicking on the data quality dimension, which will give you the ability to see the scores of the rules which are assigned to the dimension. And from the scores, you can even drill down further into the detailed results. You have really very powerful capabilities there with this app, which I will explain in a minute. Then you have the scores in a history and on a timeline, which gives you the information on a data quality trend. Again, from here you can have a drill down into the dimensions, into the rules. How do the rules perform over the time? And you can also drill down, of course, again to the detailed results. You have also further cards here that give you information about the detailed errors depending on various views. So, for example, you can have at a glance how many errors are there by product type in your system. said, from here you can navigate down to the evaluation results. We have different or various apps that you can use for that. So giving you on every level of the information model of product data, product master data, and business partner data, give you the information about the issues or also about the quality situation in general that you can use to drill down. What does that mean? So we apply the concept or the floor plan of an analytical list page for that purpose. This application is split into three parts. Basically, you have a header with a filter bar at the top. You have a chart area in the middle, and you have a detailed list of evaluation items at the bottom. The top, you can choose to have visual filters, how it is used here, that give you already right here at a glance the information how many results are there, for instance, by plant. You can use click on those filters to filter the results down here in the two other sections of the app. You can also choose I think it's a dedicated slide on that, what is possible there. And then you can use the charting area to analyze what's going on, how the evaluation results are distributed, like in this case on plant level. But of course, this is also switchable and configurable. You can use the chart area to further narrow down and drill down into the results, and all those two sections will influence what you see down here in the table, where you see the actual results, like in this case that product 2571 in plant 1 violates against the rule EKG somewhat. So more details on the filter bar. As said, you have those visual filters that you can use. We provide you with a couple of visual filters that we thought are the most useful for each of the apps. But you can also switch to the compact display of the filters, which is depicted here in the middle. And here you can use many more fields of the information model of the master data to further filter down. And of course, you can store those filters in variants so that you can have easy access next time if you are interested in particular aspects of the evaluation results on and on. In the chart area, you can use various settings that I won't want to go into detail. Just want to highlight that you can select the chart area, split it up by further attributes of the master data, use various chart types to have things like that. And in the chart table area, you can of course add further fields if they are of interest, help you to understand better the evaluation outcome and to understand the results. So overall, this could look like that you can have by item category group a view on your evaluation, on the only focusing on the data which is not okay. Have a chart that displays how these results distributed alongst item category group and also division in the system, and then group down there the results by base table or whatever makes sense to you, and then work on those results. So working on these results is not only understanding it, but also remediating the data quality. Out of the exact same app as I showed to you, you have the ability to delegate work, which is quite handy, of course, meaning you can share the page. Send the link to the page, including the filters, to a delegate to correct the issues which are displayed there. And this can then happen in the very environment of S4HANA Cloud. So the user will see the same view as is depicted here on the screenshot. You can also, if you need it for special purposes, export that list of evaluation items into an open office Excel format. And send it around. You can directly here from the list navigate to all apps which are defined for your user. For example, to open the fact sheet of the material to see more. Do I have like orders for the product or something like that? That's provided in one single place. You can navigate to the various manage applications to change master data. And by the way, of course, this app handles or takes care, applies all the authorizations of your user account. So it's safe to send this link around in your organization, because people will only be able to see the evaluation results for the products, for instance, which they have authorizations to see as well. Then directly from here, you have also the possibility as a fourth option to correct multiple products or business partners. So you can select various multiple rows, multiple lines in that results, choose the button process products, and then go into mass processing mode to fix for it. So to fill, for instance, the same fields for 100 or more products. And you can also export the selected products or business partners into an Excel spreadsheet for offline processing, so correct the data in the spreadsheet and then upload that spreadsheet later on with the other master data management capabilities in to correct the data. Yeah, so then as the last part, because I see we're running out of time, you can as said, use data quality rules for check and consolidation and mass processing. So in S4HANA Cloud, you can add additional usages like check and mass processing. And this, of course, has the benefit for reuse. So what you have implemented once can be used for multiple purposes. This does not only save time, but of course ensures that for consistency, that the definition and the behavior of the data quality rules is consistent in the various usages. And by the way, you can also configure when that rule is used in these check environments in mass processing and consolidation. What is the message that should be brought up? There's a default text provided, so if you don't want to bother with that, we of course provided a default error message, but this can adjust it. The text can be adjusted, including using variables of the master data, and you can define what is the severity of the message. So maybe you want to start with giving people a warning before you really make this a hard error, for instance. And how does this look like? So I picked here the example of mass processing. If you use mass processing to manipulate master data, the rule will be checked, and if there's a data quality rule that checks that the search terms must not be identical for redundancy purposes, this of course is then evaluated and the appropriate error message is brought up in the UI. And this is available in all the process variants that we offer for master data management on that framework, namely consolidation of source records, consolidation of active records, mass processing, mass maintenance, and also mass flow. So having said that, I'd like to sum up the capabilities. So in S4HANA Cloud with MDG, you have unique benefits because you have one repository for your data quality rules. We already cover here many processes that we offer in S4HANA Cloud with those data quality rules, and the plan is to even cover and offer more processes in S4HANA Cloud where these data quality rules will be enforced, and you can enforce those. We provide you with out-of-box applications for product and business partner master data, so there's almost no setup. I mean, especially in S4HANA Cloud, there's no setup required, despite of activating those scope items, assigning the roles to your users, and you can start working with those capabilities. We have that integrated rule implementation, how I showed it you in BRF Plus, based on the predefined data model offering in the implementation, the value helps, and so on. Users have easy access to all these capabilities, so it's not another tool sitting next to your S4HANA Cloud environment, but everything is integrated into the Fiori Launchpad like any other S4HANA capability. This pays off not only when looking at just the navigation to the applications to manipulate master data are available directly from the app. It pays off when it comes to application authorization. So it's safe to send around the links to the analysis results. For example, there's no need to export the data, which could circumvent security measures in your organization. You can keep all the data in the system, and so that every security policy which is enforced there is also implied when working with data quality. When you have the results available, you have the apps in place that allow you to drill down from the KPIs, from the data quality scores, via the different data quality dimensions down to direct access to the master data, where you can have insight to action to start the correction from the detected error. So all that very, very, very powerful capabilities in S4HANA Cloud for local master data governance. So if you're interested in further information, you can contact me, or, which is, I think, more handy for you and for me as well, if you would subscribe to our MDG community on SAP.com, where we publish up-to-date or new blogs and also demos, where I plan to publish demos on the capabilities that give you more insight how this actually looks in the system. I thank everybody for joining. I hope it was helpful to you. Thanks again.